All right, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for hanging out. This is a special video today. I'm looking forward to recording this video. I want to update everybody. Today is a kind of a significant day for me personally. Today is 6 month anniversary of 100% on YouTube. 6 month anniversary of the Sliwa show right here on YouTube, Monday through Friday, starting at 8 a.m. Obviously, all the post-game content that I put up around Lakers basketball, I know I've done that for years, but the 6 month anniversary, I want to spend a little time talking to you guys how things have gone so far. I want to compare what I thought things would be 6 months ago to the reality of where I'm sitting today. I thought it would be fun to kind of walk you guys through this. It kind of takes me back. There was a time when I left 710 ESPN. There was a time that I really wasn't putting out any content at all. I was thinking about how I wanted to structure everything, what exactly I was going to do on YouTube. And then I put out a video, and it might have been 7 or 10 days before I started 100% on YouTube. And I put on there, I remember the title, Why I Left ESPN, or Why I Left 710 ESPN. And kind of spoke a little bit about what I was going to be doing, what my thought process was. Intimidating as hell. And by the way, it's not like waking up every morning now that it's not still intimidating, but that's okay. I think it's all a frame of mind here. But I remember when I put out that video, and here I was, here's the concept, here's the idea, here's what I'm rolling with. I'm going to keep covering Lakers basketball. I'm going to keep talking sports on a daily basis, but I'm just going to do it on my own now, and I'm going to do it on my own platform. And that kind of ignited everything for me. It's before I got started. It's a few weeks after I made the announcement that I was leaving ESPN LA. And I'll never forget just reading some of those comments, seeing the amount of views that got, the amount of encouragement that was on there, the amount of people on there that were saying, Sliwa, very excited for you. People kind of really giving a very positive vibe to saying, you're going to go start something on your own. Cool. I've been following you. I'm going to keep following you. All of that stuff meant a lot to me. And I wanted to do this video today because I think it's important to kind of share with you guys how things have gone over the last 6 months. I can sit here and talk, obviously sports and Lakers and all that other stuff, but I think it's the behind the scenes that's interesting. I think it's the unfiltered, being able to be a little bit more vulnerable on this platform, tell you guys about some of the ups, tell you guys about some of the downs, and then a little bit of the vision that comes looking forward to it. So that's what this video is going to be about. 6-month anniversary. Got 6 months under the books here. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to tell you guys a little bit about it. All right, let me start off with this. Let me start off with what I thought versus the actual reality. So 6 months ago when I started, if I could be completely honest with everybody, I kind of really didn't know what to expect. I know I've had a YouTube channel. I think one of the things that I had a chance to get a little bit of a head start on, I didn't have to start with 0 subscribers, right? I had an opportunity. I had an audience. I had a lot of Laker fans out there that already use my YouTube as a platform to obviously talk about everything that I was talking about. However, it was the first time that I'm completely dependent on YouTube. It was the first time that these views, the likes, the subscribers, the revenue, potential partnerships, that's my livelihood. I've never had that before. I've had the security blanket the entire time when I was at ESPN LA. That was by far the most intimidating part of saying, all right, you know what? Tried to make it work over at ESPN LA. It didn't happen, and it's okay that it didn't happen. This is kind of where you're supposed to be, and this is where your journey is going to take you from here. You were there for 15 freaking years. Mission accomplished. Let's move on and let's see what this thing's going to be. I think anybody starting their own business, the thing that you look at is, how do you make it a business? How do you make sure that you have enough revenue coming in? How do you make sure that on a night in, night out basis, on a week in, week out, month in, month out, that you can start looking at the numbers and say to yourself, is there potential here or is there not? I always thought from the beginning, I always thought there was potential. How much potential? Not 100% sure. Even to this day, as I sit here, I still don't know where the channel is going to be in 6 months from now, a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. I have no idea. But I will tell you this, it feels like there is so much opportunity in the space. And whatever I knew 3 months ago is a lot less than I know today. Whatever I thought 6 months ago is a lot different than I look at it today. Kind of endless opportunities in the space. Don't get me wrong, and I'm going to talk a little bit later about there's still so many areas to improve, and there's still so much that I'm still trying to figure out as I sit here. But I think you also see light at the end of the tunnel. I think you get into a little bit of a routine and you're like, all right, well, I understand that I can do this Monday through Friday, and you don't have to stick to just an hour. If you go a $1.15 or a $1.30 or something along those lines, that's cool. Okay, guess wise, all right, be a little bit more strategic here. Or that all right? How do you keep things fresh? And that's something that I think I'm still struggling with is trying to think of. Well, how can you bring in unique angles and things along those lines? But what I thought the journey was going to be versus the actual reality, a lot different, a lot different. A lot of similarities too. I guess as I kind of sit here, there's a lot of similarities to what I was doing over at 710, how you prep for things, how you prep for games, trying to get guests on. There's certainly a similarity from a content perspective, but obviously, like I said, you don't have that security blanket that you've had before. So you got to muddy the water a little bit, and you got to get your hands in the mud to try to figure out how to make this a business. So what I thought, and let me give you guys kind of a little bit idea of the reality. All right, I want to talk about one of our new sponsors, BetterHelp. Very, very happy to have them as a partner of Hoops Talk and the Sliwa Show. I know in our everyday lives, we are all going through something. For me, anxiety. I always have situations or predicaments where I'm overthinking things. I'm thinking things that are maybe work related, but a lot of times it's more personal related. Things that have nothing to do with my day-to-day job. Just your everyday living life, things that come up cause a lot of anxiety. And what do you do with it? Do you just kind of sit there and dwell in it? Do you get into your own head? Well, I usually do that. I actually was the one that tried initiating having a partnership with BetterHelp because I believe in therapy. I believe that talking to a professional and talking to somebody can actually genuinely help you. And it's something that's important for everybody. I come from a background where, hey, I don't know, push that down, or you know what? No, man up and take care of it. Well, there's other ways to cope with it. There's other ways to deal with it. And certainly it is to work with somebody at BetterHelp. Let me tell you guys some of the features that comes with BetterHelp. The majority of BetterHelp members seek support for anxiety, and 69% of members report improved anxiety symptoms after 6 weeks of therapy on BetterHelp. It's very, very easy to start. Just fill out a questionnaire and you'll match with a therapist in as little as a couple days. I started mine, BetterHelp now. It's been a little bit over a week now. There's group sessions there that you can be a part of. I did get matched up after I took the questionnaire, and it was perfect for me because they have a good idea of, okay, what's going on in my life? Why do I have anxiety? And they'll know exactly how to tackle. If you don't like the therapist that you have, no problem. No extra cost. You can switch it at any time. With over 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 rating on Trustpilot, BetterHelp is a platform you can trust. Let my sponsor, BetterHelp, help you rule your anxiety so it doesn't rule you. Click betterhelp.com/Sliwa for a discount on your first month of therapy. Again, betterhelp.com/Sliwa for a discount on your first month of therapy. I really appreciate you guys listening to this partnership. I think it's very, very important, and hopefully it can help you as well. BetterHelp makes therapy simple with 10% off your first month to help you get started. betterhelp.com/Sliwa. Here's the reality of where I am today. I really do believe this when I say I think there's tremendous amount of opportunity. Tremendous amount of opportunity. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys right now, just right off the top of my head, areas that I know the channel can be on. I'm going to eventually need to have a producer on this show that's a part of the prep, that's a part of the live show that I'm doing and is a part of the post-production after, I'm going to have to hire a producer. That's going to be a critical piece to this channel kind of going to the next level and the show's going to the next level. Would love to improve the production. I see some of these other YouTube shows out there. Not that I should be comparing myself to, some of these other shows that are either on huge networks or they're independent shows that have been there for a long time. But production is a big piece. And I've kind of worked with everything I can for the most part on my own. But at the end of the day, production is obviously going to be a big piece of it. I think the potential value of just adding more content to the channel, and it doesn't just have to be me, that's going to be something that I think is going to be a vision of the channel and where it can go from. Really building out my members' content piece so that those who are members, by the way, already over 250 members that are a part of the channel, and I probably launched it a month ago. But I really want to take care of members and find ways to take care of them. Merch. I've had a lot of people tell me, Slee, when are you going to start selling merch? What are your ideas from a merchandise basis? I've had listeners or people that have been a part of the channel that have gone out of their way, sent me emails personally, Slee, I could help you with merch. I got this person or that person or whatever the case is. I kind of want to rebrand the entire channel and have the proper logos that I feel comfortable with, have a kind of a certain feel to the page and everything else. I got to work on all that. My Instagram, my Twitter, my YouTube, they're not all connected the way they should be. So there's a long way to go for the channel, but I do think that the best thing that I can do is just roll up my sleeves every morning and take my chances. I think some people are, really like the content. And then I think some people, and it's okay. Some people, yeah, they don't like it. That's all right too. And if there's one thing that I'm learning in your own business, and really, I think this doesn't even have to do with your own business, but just in general, you can't obviously appease everyone, but do the best that you can. Try as best as you can to accommodate what you think your customers want. And then, where the chips lie, the chips lie. So I think that just kind of gives you guys a little bit of an idea of how things have gone so far. It's funny. I've had some people ask me this question. I still do ask Slee. I do ask Slee every Wednesday. I've had people ask me the question, hey, any regrets leaving ESPN LA? And I'm going to give you the most authentic answer that I possibly can, coming from deep within the soul. No, I don't have any regrets. I don't. I think this is where I'm supposed to be. I think when you spend that much time with one company and, you had the ability to learn so much from a Goliath like ESPN, I think there is a curiosity of, well, when are you going to run your own stuff? When are you going to put yourself in a position that, allows you to fulfill other things that are important in your life? You want the flexibility of doing a show from wherever the hell you want to do a show from, hours that you make up on your own, the challenge of saying to yourself, if I can create my own successful business and potentially hire other people, and now all of a sudden you're the one actually writing the checks, that's exciting to kind of figure out where that goes. The YouTube space also allows you, can I create a model? Can I create a blueprint and maybe duplicate that blueprint in other capacities, I guess you want to say? The opportunities are kind of endless. And that has nothing to do with my time over at ESPN or ESPN LA. It just has more to do with, all right, well, now you got to challenge yourself to be completely on your own. That check's not guaranteed every month. That insurance isn't covered. The expenses that you had before, now those are all on your own. Kind of gives you just a completely different perspective from a business perspective and really life in general. So do I have any regrets? I don't. I think the further and further I get away from what I was doing before, the more and more that I feel like, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'll share with you guys. I think there are times where things are happening in the moment and they might be signs. I'm going to give you guys a quick example here. I remember during NBA season last year, I remember doing a Laker game. I'm doing the pregame show. And the way it used to work, I used to do first half hour, I do the pregame show by myself. Michael would come on, and then we'd finish off the final. I think the pregame show was about an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes, and Michael and I would do the final 45 minutes together. And I remember there was a time where I knew the negotiation was going to be coming, and I knew some of the things I was asking for, there was no guarantee. I didn't know what was going to happen, right? I remember asking our engineer, who would sit to my left. I remember telling him, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you take a couple photos of me on the broadcast while I'm doing the pregame show? And I was just going to be doing my show. I had, my headset, and it had the mic and everything else. And he took a couple shots for me. And in the background were the the championships, and then the Hall of Fame jerseys that were there. And I don't know, there was just kind of something inside of me that was like, Al, you may not be sitting in this seat anymore. You just never know what can happen. And I think sometimes we have some intuition of what could potentially happen and go from there. So I hope this gives you guys, part of the reason why I wanted to record this is, number one, I'm proud that we're 6 months in. I'm proud that, trust me, there have been plenty of times where I've kind of sat back and said, you sure, Al? You really think this was the right decision? Because you ain't getting that same check that you were getting over there. And, that popularity and fame and your name being out in that LA market, yeah, that it's a whole different world now just on YouTube. I'm sure there's still so many people that used to listen to me at 710 that have no idea what I'm doing, which sucks, because I'm sure if they knew I was on YouTube and still had a mic in front of me, I think they would be here with me. But, that's just kind of how it is. People go through their regular routine of how they consume certain things. And if they're on radio, then they're on radio. But with that in mind, I think there's a little bit of the vulnerability of saying, okay, we're 6 months in. Here's where we are. Our head is still above water, and we're figuring out how to make it happen. I'll share something that's a little bit more personal from a business perspective. January was the first month where I looked up and I'm like, all right, we have a net gain here. Like we didn't lose money. We made money this month. February was a really good month. It was the first time that I had revenue coming in from memberships. Obviously, the views were insane because of what happened with Luca. My sponsorship started with Brad Wallace and the Wallace firm. So there were a lot of unique things that came together. And then here we are now, obviously. March will be a positive month. And then now we're getting ready to, go where we go. Light at the end of the tunnel. And I think this is part of the journey. I'm enjoying it. And I'm enjoying it with you guys. Last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to get the heck out of here. I really, 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 truly, genuinely appreciate everybody's support, because there are people, and you guys might not see it, or maybe I don't comment to it, but there are a lot of people that have said, Sliwa, I really enjoy what you're doing. Sliwa, I really, really like you on the YouTube space. Feel like you're more your authentic self. Those mean the world to me. And then, sometimes I'm doing games or I'm doing my regular show, and people are literally sending in a super chat. Al, here's X amount of dollars. Okay, for what? Well, I just support the channel. That's fuel. And I want to do everything I can to keep trying to improve the channel. I want to do everything I can to create an environment where people are proud of what the channel is and want to make this part of their, their daily routine. So I just wanted to take a second to give everybody a full update of how things are going since I left ESPN, and now I'm 6 months in, 100% on YouTube. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. And then I also understand that there are crazy amount of challenges that come with it, but that's okay. I'm accepting all that. And I'm really glad to be on this journey with everybody. And I appreciate you guys being a part of the channel. I appreciate you guys being a part of being subscribers. I don't care how the hell you got here. The fact that you're here and you hang out with me, and whether you comment, however it is that you're involved, I really, really do genuinely appreciate it. So 6 months in, we'll keep grinding away, keep making it happen. And again, thank you very much for being a part of the show. It's been phenomenal, and I'm going to continue to put together as the best content that I possibly can for you guys. So thank you very much I appreciate all you, and I'll get back with you guys soon. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. All right, if you enjoyed this clip and you want more, just subscribe to the channel. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is the Sliwa Show. And then after every Lakers game, post-game show right here.